Today we're going to be talking about two-step inequalities, which is just going to be taking everything you know about two-step equations and everything that we did last class about one-step inequalities and putting it together. So I have 4 examples for you. So starting off with this first example here, we're going to add 4 to both sides. And so we're going to have 5x is greater than or equal to 15. Divide both sides by 5. And so x is greater than or equal to 3. Remember, I didn't have to flip the inequality sign because I didn't multiply or divide on both sides by a negative. Also, if I'm going too fast, feel free at any time to either slow down the speed or pause it in order to catch up. So then I'm going to pick a number for x that is greater than or equal to 3, preferably greater than. So I'm going to say 4. So I'm going to do 5 times 4 minus 4 is greater than or equal to 11. 20 minus 4 is greater than or equal to 11. And so 16 is greater than or equal to 11. So yep, that works. Makes sense. So then I can do my graph. So remember what I'm graphing is this. So I'm going to put my 3 in the middle, 2 and a 4. It's going to be a closed circle at 3, and I'm going to want to go towards 4 because I know I want to include that in my solution. So that's all you have to do for that one. On this one, we are going to not add 4, subtract 4 from both sides. And you're going to have x over negative 3 is less than 9. Then we're going to multiply both sides by a negative 3. When you multiply both sides by a negative, you have to flip the inequality sign. And so it's going to be x is greater than a negative 27. So I'm going to pick something that's greater than negative 27, but preferably something that is divisible by 3. So maybe picking a negative 24 would be a good idea. So negative 24, which is greater than negative 27, so that makes sense there. Plus 4 is less than 13. So negative 24 divided by negative 3 is going to give me a positive 8. Plus 4 is less than 13. 12 is less than 13. That's true, so that works. So then I can do my graph here. And so I'm going to have a negative 27, negative 28, and negative 26. It's going to be an open circle, and I want to go towards negative 24, which is going to be in this direction. Okay, cool. Next one. So here, remember this 4 is not being subtracted. The 3x is, but the 4 is not. So in order to get rid of the 4, you have to subtract it from both sides. So this subtraction sign is now a negative. That's 15. Divide both sides by negative 3. Remember, divide by negative, flip the inequality sign, negative 5. So then I'm going to pick something that's less than negative 5, so let's say negative 6. So 4 minus 3 times negative 6 is greater than or equal to 19. Now 3 times negative 6 is a negative 18, but there's a subtraction sign there, so it's going to be plus 18. It's greater than or equal to 19, and that's going to be 22 is greater than or equal to 19, which is true, so that works. Then I can do my graph right here, so negative 5, negative 4, negative 6. So it's going to be a closed circle at negative 5. And remember, we tried negative 6 and that worked, so we want to include that, go in that direction. This last one, you're going to have a couple of questions where you need to deal with some simplifying first, either combining like terms or distributing. So remember, on this type of question, you have 2 choices. You could either divide both sides by negative 7 first, which would work out actually rather nicely because 7 does go into this. But I'm going to do it the way that I think most people would do this one, and that is with distributing. So I'm going to get negative 7x minus 21 is less than or equal to 28. Then I'm going to add 21 to both sides. And negative 7x is less than or equal to 49. Divide both sides by negative 7. When I divide both sides by negative, I flip the inequality sign, and so x is greater than negative 7. So I want to pick something greater than negative 7, so let's say negative 6. So I have negative 7, parentheses, negative 6 plus 3 is less than or equal to 28. Remember, when you're doing this, you need to be following PEMDAS, so you need to do this first. Do not distribute first, please, in case you made a mistake distributing. So negative 7 times, well, negative 6 plus 3 is a negative 3. So -7 times -3 is 21. So 21 is less than 28. That is a true statement, so that works. So then we can do our graph. Remember, this is what we're graphing. So -7, -6, -8. It's going to be a closed circle. And remember, we tried plugging in -6, so we want to go towards -6 because that did work and was a solution to our graph. So remember, you can go back and watch any of this, and your assignment is 4.4 online. Make sure you're showing all of these things, steps, checks, and graphs.